1 second. Excuse me, please.
Hiya.
Ooh. What time is it, please?
What's the time?
Yes.
1:20.
Thank you so much.
That's
Highly
okay.
appreciate it. All right. Excuse me, please, ma'am. Ooh. Ooh. What time is it, please?
1.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your time.
And my coach told me, this is not about them. It is about you. And so be selfish.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm a stutterer. We were asked to speak to people. It is a stuttering program.
I will show you on this. I will show you. Yesterday, tell me.
I just wanted to say that was really brave what you just did.
Thank you so
That was
much.
really
It means a lot.
amazing. Really, really special. Thank
means
you.
so much.
Made my day. Makes me cry. Thank you.
I promised myself I wouldn't tear up, but I'm already watching that, and man, it's an absolute honour. Hang on.
Decide not to use it. Curry, way
Ratu.
downtown.
Raizo, we're not watching NBA now, man. It's all good. We've got to watch NBA some later on, man. It's all good. I'd like to welcome our next guest to the Really Good Radio airwaves, none other than the man that you just watched, and he also features on the SBS documentary Stutter School. Thanks for joining us, Raizo.
Thank you so much, bro.
You're
welcome, man. It's been a pleasure, bro.
We are also joined by Coach. He's in the little corner over there, and I hope you don't mind, Ratu, me putting you up on the screen. We're here with Ratu as well, and good morning to you, brother.
Good morning. Thank you.
I know, okay. You're not going to see the chat line, Ratu, and I'll feed you in some of the chat, because we've got a lot of listeners right now that are very intrigued with your story, and we've got a very receptive, super supportive audience. So I'll try and feed in some chat with you as well. But let's dig deep, and I just want to note Ratu's here as support, as one of the coaches that was part of Raizo's Stutter School introduction, helped him along the way, and he'll be also joining us as the solo guest on Monday. So I know we're going to be having a bit of bouncing here, but today's guest is Raizo. How have you been, Raizo?
Yeah, I've been all right. How you been, man?
I've been really good. What's it like watching that clip of yourself back? It's probably a bit confronting, but what goes through your mind and thoughts looking back at that Raizo?
It's a bit vivid. It just takes me back on that same day. There's some place just trying to stop everyone, people just walking off, some of them. Yeah, it was a beautiful experience all in all, though.
What gave you the confidence to overcome something that was probably something that sapped your confidence for a long time? Society doesn't really look after people that have a very visible component to their life, starting from school. I mean, we're all aware of things that don't go well at a young age, and we're very cruel people. What gave you the confidence to address it, not just to yourself, but, I mean, you put yourself on a public forum on TV. Where were you at when you decided to overcome and try and address your stuttering?
On the last few days before the documentary, I was preparing for it. I remember thinking, I almost just bailed out on the documentary, but I came to think to myself that it wasn't about me too, like it was about everyone who suffered. It's with the same problem that I've suffered with, so like I felt a great responsibility to represent everyone who felt like that they could not speak for themselves. And like a lot of Uh, it's a lot of people who have got a stutter, like have a hard time even just approaching their friends or family and just talking to them about something important. So, like it's a struggle that a lot of people have been suffering with silently. So, like I felt like if I stand up on a screen, on a TV screen, I talk about as my problems, and that might give somebody the courage to go out and do the same too, and plus to make other people understand that there's people out there in their community, in their school, like in the same churches they go to that suffer from the same problems.
It's incredible, brother. And if you have just joined in, we are speaking with Raizo. He featured on an SBS documentary that's just been launched a couple of weeks ago called Stutter School. You also might hear some breathing in the background. That's his coach that he met through the Stutter School, Ratu. And I really appreciate you joining. And I just want to thank you in advance for once again being brave and being open enough to talk about something that a lot of us, as you said, a lot of us may not address ever in life, those big hurdles. Tell us a little bit about your stuttering. Are you born with the stutter? When did you first identify that you had a stutter? Did you hear my question? Are you there, Raizo?
I heard your question.
Oh, good.
Just my internet is really slow here.
Oh, that's okay.
But yeah, I wasn't born with a stutter really, as far as I can remember. As my mom just told me just a few months ago that it was up until I was like 8 or 9 that she noticed I started like having a change in my speech. But the first time actually is remembering my first time stuttering. It was about in 2006, 2007. I got into trouble. I got in trouble with my sibling, and it's everyone has confronted us in the house, like all the people in the house confronted us, and my brother just explained himself like in less than a minute, and like he was done explaining himself, and he was good. It was my turn to explain myself, though. It was my turn to explain myself and get myself out of the situation, and that was the first time I remember, like I was struggling to say something.
Wow.
It took me about 3 to 4 minutes to explain them as my side of my story.
Wow.
So yeah, like it's one of my earliest memories.
Did you grow up in Australia? Did you go to school in Australia, or did you go to school in your hometown?
Yeah, I grew up in Namibia, and I went to school there until like year 9, and then I moved to Australia in 2016. Oh, sorry, in 2015 in October, and then in 2016 I went to a private school in South Australia it's called the Tennyson College, Tennyson Hoods College in the Mount Gambier. Yeah, so and then it's after South Australia I moved to Melbourne like in 2017, and then I finished as my studies at the Grange. Yeah, so I've studied almost everywhere I've been.
It's incredible. I think a lot of us, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that a lot of us wonder what it's like to go through life with something that is very visible. Did you have trouble? Did you face many troubles just studying, or is it only when you speak? Like, are you afraid to talk? It seems like you're a talkative guy. Is this a new thing, or did you? Was your personality kind of? Did you turn it down a lot because you were too scared of what people will think when they hear you?
Yeah, I spoke so much after class, honestly, around people I was comfortable with, like friends, you know.
Yeah.
But in class, if I can really be honest, I'm not trying to blow my horn or anything, but I was one of the smartest kids in my class. Like, so like every time, like I wanted to answer a question, you know, I had so many questions. I had so many questions ready for my teachers and answers so ready, but I couldn't stand up in class and express myself. So most of the times I held myself back is because of the fear, like, of being laughed at. You know, it's my biggest fear. It's being laughed at in class. It's because that was the first time I got laughed at in my whole life. You know, like it was in class in year 4. You know, like everyone laughed at me because I started and I was trying to answer a question. You know, and that really messed me up. And yeah, but in class I never stood up after that. I only answered when I really felt like it's nobody in the class. As nobody in the class had the answer, like it felt like I had to really stand up, and then I just stand up, like, and that was really like on rare occasions.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
So does a lot of your friends and family say, for instance, like if it's your birthday and it's time to have a speech, like, do they know not to ask you, or do they still encourage you to get up and go, look, hey, we accept you for who you are. We don't want you to hide. Get on up, like, you know.
Yeah. As for example, like I'm a Christian. I grew up a Christian. You know, so like I got to church every chance I get. You know, so like it's every time I get invited to a new church or some. You know, it's like the first thing as they ask us from visitors or guests in the church is to stand up and introduce yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, like it's your name and where you from and who invited you. You know, so it's all my life. Like I've never stood up in church at any new church until about last year. It's after the show. You know, it's after the program I'm in. You know, so it felt like it was a big challenge. It was a big hurdle that I actually overcame, but up until then, I never really introduced myself in church.
Yeah, you what do you say? You just say, nah, I'm all good. Ask someone else.
And I just acted like I was one of them, like I've been there before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my first time, Pastor. I'm good.
Hey, we've got some questions coming in from the listeners, Raizo, so I hope you don't mind. We have it's a live show, so people get an opportunity to speak to you live, and it's a beautiful part of really good radio, and they get to see you. So they're taking this opportunity to have a chat with you. We've got a question here. Learning English as a second language with a stutter, was that hard?
Okay. I love this topic because it's my whole life I've spoken English. Like I was so like in Namibia, it's the main country that's taught in school or anywhere spoken anywhere is English. You know, so like it was one of the main and and it was considered like a second language in school. So like I was always around English, you know. So like for as long as I can remember, I've been speaking English, you know.
Right.
So like
Right.
yeah, like it wasn't a big deal, but it's some words in English I'd rather not say if I'd rather not speak to my family members or anyone that speaks Swahili in English. It's much easier to speak in my first language.
Real? Do you mean you have less stuttering when you speak in your home language?
It's because I just it feels like I've trained my mind into finding like the shortest words and the easiest words in my language. You know, it feels like I can get around it a little bit.
Yeah, I get you.
You know, with English, really, it's not a lot of shortcuts words in English, you know, so you really have to be precise and specific about everything you're about to say.
I appreciate it. Raizo, I've got another question here. Any street tips for how to best care for and engage in conversation with you or anyone who has a stutter?
Yeah. Just be patient, man. Just be patient and don't stare at them weird, man. It's a lot that goes through our mind as we're stuttering. Just don't stare at them weird, man. Just understand that they're struggling. But yeah, man, like it's the best tips I can do. I can give you right now is to be patient and don't look at them weird.
Am I looking you? I've got to be careful. Am I all right?
Bro, you're good.
I'm not looking at you like a weirdo. I hope not, because I don't think you are. I think you're...
You're straight, bro.
I got so much love for you, man, and I really, this is beautiful. It's a really beautiful thing to have you on too, Ratu. And what was it like? What was some of the things that started giving you belief that going to stutter school was a good thing? And what were some of the processes? We can hear some breathing is really important. What were some of the techniques that were taught to you in stutter school?
Like a lot of things I found out in stutter school were really like mind opening. It's because my whole life I thought I started it's because of like a illness or some, you know, something technical behind that. But it was really just like it was really just the diaphragm, you know. Like I wasn't like it's like I was not accustomed to speaking as well, breathing at the same time. So like it felt like, you know, like it was the biggest lesson I got is that I was rushing myself through words. Yeah. You know, like I couldn't give myself time to breathe. You know, it's like I was trying to get every single word out there. As fast as possible, you know, so and the best technique really is us to cancel, pause, breathe, speak, and always take your time. You know, it's not a rush. The best thing I've learned too is if you have something important to say, people will wait to hear, you know? So, yeah.
That's incredible. I don't want to familiarize or think that we're in the same boat here, but I think we could all learn to slow down and and breathe and speak even without a stuttering hurdle. And I'm certainly someone, especially on radio, I feel like I've got to talk a lot just to make sure I fill the airwaves. But it's a beautiful thing. So since it gave you, so since stutter school, how's your life been since stutter school? Have you maintained it? How have you maintained some of the practices since probably not being able to physically go to a school? Have you had Zoom? What kind of things have you maintained in your own private time to continue your journey trying to improve your speech?
Yeah. For example, in the last few weeks, I've been having a few calls with my personal coach, Ratu, and he's been a really helpful tool in my life, really. Like, that man deserves an award or something, man. And no bullshit, bro. Like, I love that man with all my life right now because, like, he's dedicated like a lot of his time to telling me into the man I am today. So, like, I really thank him so much because I found confidence after this, you know. Like, I truly found, like, I'm not scared of standing up in any situation, you know, like in talking, you know. So, like, I really thank you, Ratu. I
Thanks,
personally
bro.
say thank
Thank
you,
you, mate.
man.
I appreciate it. You're the man.
It's so incredible. It's so incredible. Ratu, and I might as well talk to you just briefly now while Raizo's done a beautiful segue to you. What was your transformation in particular once you saw all these people? In particular, you obviously spent some time with Raizo. What's his journey like? What's his journey been like from that first time where this afraid boy who seems to kind of take things on quite head on journeys through, and what did you see that really his confidence changed? What did you notice the most with Raizo's journey?
His confidence was it was definitely always there, but you could see that he was so frustrated and struggling to actually get out exactly what he wanted to say. That's why he was turning to rap so much, because he could rap without the stutter. So to actually see him after the actual course, to then be able to actually stand up and just chat and not stop chatting, actually, does a good talk, it's quite a beautiful thing to actually see him say exactly what he wants to say.
Raizo, that's brilliant, Ratu. And once again, I know this is going to be an interesting thing because we want to hear more from Ratu. Ratu's our guest on Monday, I think. We've all got busy lives, but we're going to speak to Ratu. Ratu's going to be our guest as well, and from someone that and the school. I learned a little bit about the school speaking to Ratu. Ratu, a lot of the school, they don't accept people as coaches unless they've had a severe stutter problem.
That's correct. So everyone in the actual program has a stutter or has had a stutter and has been through the program. So it's run by stutterers for stutterers, which is, that's why we can have such a personal connection and really understand exactly what those frustrations are and how to overcome them.
Raizo, so you rap and you don't get any stutter triggers when you sing. I've heard of this before. Can you explain how the science? Can you explain that? What goes on in your life that you must just want to rap all the time?
Yeah, man. For example, like the first time, I rapped in front of my parents.
Yeah.
To show them that I can express myself for the first time without being held back. Straight after I finished, as my parents went like, "You didn't stutter." Everyone was shocked, and you didn't stutter. As for months after that, I heard it from my mom, like, "Hey man, start rapping." And like, it's every time. Don't even try to talk, start just rapping it to people if you want to say something. And it was hard for me. It's because in my head, it's like, rapping is music and speaking is speaking. So like, it's two different parts of the brains, and I knew that already.
Wow.
So I was like, it'll be a hard one for me. You know, it's until I found is the program, and it was the first time I saw as my mom actually proud of of seeing me actually stand up and talk. But as back to the rapping topic, man. Like I've never felt free in my life ever until the first time I rapped, and it was like it was flowing, man. I was unstoppable, bro. Like I felt like nothing could touch me. You know that feeling that, and like I could just rap forever right now. It's because it was for the first time in my life I could say anything on my mind.
Wow.
Freely, bro. You know, so like he just gave me like a sense of purpose for the first time, and I felt like it's something I should really focus on. And is to be honest, rapping and music has given me like a sense of purpose in my life, bro. Yeah, so many times I've wanted us to end it, and then I go back and play my music, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still here for a reason, you know.
Oh man, it's so beautiful, man. Life grabs you, and it inevitably sorts it out sooner or later. You just got to try a few different things, and it's not always the path that you wished for, but it's beautiful if you go with it. And what do you tend to rap about? You must have some deep stories there. What do you rap about? Are you rapping about popping down the street with my homies with my gold chains, or are you talking about some real stuff?
It's at the moment I got like the best advice from one of my homies. Like it's because I was always known as the as the conscious rapper, like as the serious guys, because all my songs from like 2-3 years ago are all serious songs, man. Like I've got songs that are literally serious about like everything. So all my topics were so as provocative, like as political, talking about the community, about race. It's like I attacked everything. Like until I met this guy, and he told me that at the moment we have to mix everything up, you know, to get people's attention first, and you know, to get a bigger platform where like we can express ourselves freely. It's because if we start now, so I think he heard my messages and he was like, man, if you start now talking about this, there's no way they'll put you on.
Wow.
You know, there's no way they'll put you on. So try to mix up, at least give them like what they think they need, and then it's as soon as all eyes. As soon as all eyes and all ears on you, and then start giving it to them the way it started, you know. So like it's all a plan now. It's before it's just, you know, still my topic. So I attack a lot of like serious topics though. Like I love attacking race.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Race topic.
we talk.
I don't know why.
No, we talk a lot about you know, race related things on this show, certainly from a solution based thing, but we're never shy around. I'm a First Nations person, Indigenous person, and I've always wanted to make this platform about elevating and changing the stigma around people with color. So I appreciate it, and I wonder, it's probably another whole show about racism in this world, and in particular racism in this country, but you know, but hey, I really appreciate you being on, Raizo. We've got another question here for you. Is there let me get up to it. It's about, do you notice any triggers where some days or scenarios are worse than others?
Yep. I have days that are worse than normal. Like it's days I literally I can't speak. It's days I literally can't like speak 3 to 4 words at a time. You know, like it's really hard. Like it's, for example, just like 3 days ago, like I was having like a hard time breathing, and it was really hard to communicate with my partner. So it was like I had to go back again and sit back and do the coastal breathing and all the breathing techniques, and then and come back. But it was like I noticed it was just one of them days, you know. Yeah. So yeah, man, it happens, bro.
Yeah, and it's just from when you wake up, you just it's different. You're like, righto, we're on here. We've got to get back to my breathing. And can you explain you explained about it's called intercostal? Is that right?
Coastal.
It's coastal breathing.
Coastal breathing. Can you explain a little bit about what type of breathing that is?
I'll let my coach do that because he knows exactly more about it. Yeah, he's the right person to do this right now, not me, bro.
Okay, Ratu, yeah, please do. What kind of breathing is it that we tend to not do naturally?
Well, all people actually do coastal breathing, but it's just us stutterers just kind of get a little bit tripped up there, so we don't breathe properly. So coastal breathing is just basically training your diaphragm to fully control it, so it goes down as we breathe in and our ribs expand. And as we speak, diaphragm comes up and pushes the air out over our lips. That's a basic rundown. So
yeah, right.
The more that we coastal breathe, the more rhythm that we get, and the more air we can put into our lungs, the easier it is to get words out. So you'll see how every now and then Raizo will be talking 100 miles an hour. God bless you, mate. But then he might just get a little bit tripped up, and it's only because he's got to stop then and just get his diaphragm and his coastal breathing on point and then continue.
That's brilliant. Hey, Raizo,
and it's like I explained earlier, excuse me. Yes?
No, keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Please speak.
No, it's all good. I was just saying, it's like I explained earlier, it's us stutterers, like, it's try us to get as many words as possible, like in a very few seconds, you know, so like, it just teaches us how to come back again and like, and concentrate on the chest, like, speaking from the lower part of the chest up, you know, it helps us actually just calm down to it's while we're doing it. Like, yeah, it's one of the best techniques.
Seems like it's the.
Anyway.
Seems like it works most times. Like as soon as you stop and breathe. So far in this interview, as soon as you get that breath up, the stutter's gone for that moment.
It's the whole crutch of the whole technique itself. That's where it's all kind of centered around that coastal breathing.
That's incredible.
And you can hear every now and then that Raizo's voice will start to drop into his actual chest. So if you bring your voice away from your articulators and into your chest, you basically don't stutter, because you can't stutter when you speak from your chest.
Hey, Raizo, what's life been like post being all over everyone's TV screens right across Australia? Have you noticed, are you signing autographs down the street? You probably, you know, I'm obviously been alerted to you. I'm not the biggest station going around, although one day I will be. We've got a dream. But what's it like, man? Have you enjoyed the platform and the attention and the opportunity to speak your story? Or how's it been?
Hey, man. Yeah, man, it's been actually a wonderful opportunity, man. It's been a beautiful experience because as everyone now, as like I saw you on TV, like I have somebody like I grew up with from back in Namibia. I was in the barber shop with just like a few days ago, and he was like, "Hey, man, I was at somebody's house and I was talking to them in the sitting room, and I saw an ad on SBS. They said, I thought it was you. was that you? I was like, yeah, man, that was me. Hey, man, it's just that feeling that somebody I grew up with from back home. He's just seen me on TV and came to me as to confirm about it. It was just one of the as mind-blowing experiences for me, honestly.
Yeah.
And one thing I just found out, I was a big fan of Wentworth. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As the girl that stopped me in the documentary has came back and congratulated me and said, thank you for being brave. I've seen the ad too, I think.
Yes.
I just found out that she's a cast of Wentworth too. Like, that's beautiful, man.
Wow. They got to get you on. They got to get you on TV. We need to see more of your face.
Hey man, it's not stopping now, man.
Yeah.
It won't stop now, man.
Hey Raizo, it is
only over, man.
It is your time, brother. It is totally your time, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, bro.
I appreciate your time so much, Raizo, and I really like even seeing you this morning and watching that little clip. I bawled. I cried watching the doco. Good tears, man. Like it's nice to be able to sit there and be a passenger in your story. It's such a powerful story, and I'm so grateful and thankful that you've got now an opportunity and to speak your voice and be heard. And big ups to Ratu. You know, people like you. It's quite clear that you play a huge role in giving people without confidence to overcome something that I think clearly by that documentary a lot of people hold on to for such a long time, and it is damaging their life. It's just so impressive. You two are impressive humans. I thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Troy.
And Raizo,
Yeah, man, thank you so much. Yep.
where can we find some of your rap, or are you willing to rap right now? Have you got is it too early?
Rap anywhere, man. Hey man, I've been trying to get on every platform now. I'm on every streaming platform. It's just Raizo Dope Kid. Raizo and Dope Kid is just dope and apostrophe.
Okay.
Kid at the end. Like it's the same word, but the only thing that's separating the Dope Kid is the apostrophe. But yeah, man, I'm on YouTube, I'm on iTunes, I'm on Tidal, I'm on Deezer, I'm on everything, bro. Hey man, I got a new project coming soon, so everyone should keep their eyes out, man. And I just want to say thank you to everyone for all the love and support, all the messages, man. Like, it's been an overwhelming experience, man. It's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful, man.
You're a legend, Raizo, and we didn't have any guests this week, and I'm so thankful we squeezed you on. I'm not going to forget this week for a long time, and I'd love to keep in touch with you, and I think all the listeners right now are going to be getting into rap if they weren't already. It's Raizo Dope Kid, Raizo Dopekid. If you Google that, you'll find Raizo's Instagram, you'll find his YouTube. I think he's made up his own platforms just so he can take over the world.
Everything.
He's on everything. He's on it all. He's on it all. We've got so many comments coming up on this chat, Raizo. You got so much love and support, and you've just made another 25 friends that are right behind you. And
hey guys, I love you all too, man. Thank you.
It's much appreciated. And if you have just tuned in or you didn't catch this part of the show, Ratu, who's just tucked up in that little corner there, he's our guest on Monday. We're going to talk a little bit about his journey, probably a little bit more of a developed journey, but also he left the school and now came back, and his story as a coach, and probably just a little bit more about his life. He's got a pretty interesting life. He's in the music scene. He's up in Byron Bay. He spent a bit of time down in Melbourne, and we'll speak to him on Monday. Hey, Ratu, thank you so much, brother, for pushing this along, and you're a sensational man. I can't wait to talk to you on Monday.
Excellent, mate. Me too.
Raizo.
Hey guys, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much
You're
One
the,
love, my boys.
you're the man. Thank you so much, gents. We'll have a good day and enjoy your weekend.
Highly appreciate it, bro. Highly appreciate it. Thank you.
Beautiful, buddy. Night.